Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, or this afternoon should I say, I've made it out on a blustery, drizzly afternoon to shoot the lighthouse here at Godrevy Point. I've been here once before, or several times when I was down here last year in Cornwall, but I wanted to make sure that I came here to capture this lighthouse as I enjoyed the shoot so many times. So when I came here last year, I enjoyed it so much so I really wanted to return. And today's conditions are really drizzly, overcast, the weather has sort of really changed just like that from last week when we had fantastic wall-to-wall sunshine. Today, complete opposite. Got absolutely soaked when we went out to St Ives with the family this morning, but yeah, all good fun. Luckily enough, these conditions mean that I'm the only photographer here, the only person on the actual beach. Probably that's because other people who have actually got sanity are not here, and I haven't got much sanity, particularly according to my wife I haven't. But as I say, I really want to capture this lighthouse, and as the title suggests in this video, it's going to be my last shoot. This rain is really creating a few problems, however, with splashes on the lens, but you can't really help that, can you? So this composition, very similar to one that I've had last year when I was actually here. However, what I didn't have last year was my long lens, so I wanted to make sure that I capitalised on using that and trying to pick out a little bit more detail in the compositions around here. So got the camera relatively low down, just on a full extension of just the base legs really of the tripod, working out really quite nicely. Camera in vertical orientation, as you can just see, and taking an image and focus stacking as well as bracketing. So obviously on the foreground rocks, taking that image, f11, ISO 50, obviously adjusting the shutter speed, taking that image, keeping in the same settings, then refocusing on the mid-ground, and then obviously the lighthouse being the background as well. So all 15 images, I'll blend them together individually and then focus stack as well, just so obviously got that sharpness from front to back, because yeah, sharpness is definitely what we've got around here, these razor sharp rocks. And they're very slippy where there's a lot of rain on them as well today. So yeah, I need to double make sure that I'm careful on my footing, particularly if I venture any closer to the edges around here, because I know before there's quite some sheer drops. But yeah, it's working out really quite nice. Now the key thing is today, the tide is on its way in. However, we've got a good couple of hours, or 3 hours or so until actually high tide. So I'm not too worried about that. However, obviously with the splashes of the waves coming over, with the wind being whipped up today particularly, you just have to make sure you're that bit careful, don't you, when you're coming to locations you're not too familiar with. But anyway, first image in the bag, working out really well. Pretty similar again to the last composition, just moved a little bit further along these rocks. Got a lovely sort of leading line of some of the rocks where they've sort of fractured, so create that sort of leading line up. Then obviously the focusing on the foreground, mid-ground, and obviously the base of the lighthouse as well. Pretty much same as before, f11, ISO 50. Those 5 images for each focal point, so 15 in total, are obviously blend and processed together in Lightroom and Photoshop. But yeah, working out really quite nice. I'm quite happy with the lens now. I think I'm going to keep it on for a little bit more, make my way up a little bit higher on these rocks now, and pick out some of these lovely waves crashing against the shoreline, and try and pick out some of that detail as well. Since I've last spoken to you, I've taken several images using the long lens and reaching out to some of the rocks that are around here, and obviously the waves as they're smashing up against the shoreline here are absolutely fantastic. And as you can tell, the wind is picked up a little bit as well. I've also swapped over to the 24-105 lens, put on the 6-stop filter with the circular polarizer as well, and taking about a 45-second image as well of this lovely scene in front of me. And it's really going to pay, I think, in a black and white image. This is absolute great drama here, and the obviously tide, as I said earlier, is on its way in and it's smashing up against the rocks that I'm on now. But yeah, I've got a little bit of time until obviously high tide, so that should be fine. But yeah, there's so many compositions like I was here before. Absolutely fantastic, and I'm so super pleased that I was able to get out here for my last vlog. This is starting to get really fun now. I've swapped over from the 24-105 lens on, made it a little bit further along the rocks here, and got the 17-40mm lens on. But now it's working out really dramatic. As you can tell, obviously the wind is really increased, and also the wave and the dramatic waves have actually increased. 1 second. Take that off, sorry. The focusing's not working that well, I don't think, but anyway, yeah, so it's working out really quite well. And as you can see, obviously the drama of the waves smashing up against the rocks behind me, got the cable release on and taking several images as I go. And there's going to be multiple images of these, just making sure though, when obviously I need to, I've got an escape route already in mind. Oh dear, taking a bit of a respite from being right out there on the rocks, and wow, it's absolutely fantastic. What a dramatic location this is, and particularly in this weather as well, is working out really nice, and particularly what you thrive on as a landscape photographer, isn't it? These dramatic conditions, dramatic location, yeah, when they combine together, this is superb really. So I'm so pleased that I've obviously made it back here, as I said before, for my final landscape photography vlog. And why is it my final landscape photography vlog? Well, probably, to be fair, it's maybe a little bit too dramatic. However, it is my last vlog for a long time. Reason being is I've had an amazing opportunity through my work to go to university and study to become a physiotherapist. As some of you that are regular viewers know, that obviously I work within the healthcare industry, or obviously for the NHS, and it's been a passion of mine to become a physiotherapist for at least 20 plus years. And I've finally been working hard over the last year to get myself into position that I've been able to be accepted to start university in September, which is only a month away from where we are now at the middle of August. So the photography and particularly the vlogging is gonna take a back seat for at least the next 4 years, if not more. Yeah, it's gonna work out to be a full-time, obviously, course, doing work at the same time. So I'm gonna be an officially known as a physiotherapist apprentice. So yeah, I'm so over the moon to be able to go and study and become a physio, hopefully, with everything working out. And as I say, everything else that's not important, not obviously a mainstream thing, needs to take a back seat, and photography and vlogging is definitely going to be one of those. So it's a hard decision to make, and yeah, one that I am slightly upset about. However, there's a reason behind it, and obviously the regulars know that yeah, for the past sort of 3 months or so now, I've been scaling things back, and it's all been because of this, because I've been obviously focusing on trying to apply and get obviously through the interview stages of getting into university. And yeah, I'm really super pleased that I've been successful to do it. So I know that obviously a lot of you that watch regularly will be fully in support of me, so in advance, thank you so much for all of your support and understanding. If it wasn't for you, honestly, I wouldn't be doing it. I enjoy photography, yeah, but having obviously the regular people comment as well, if I could meet every one of you, shake you by the hand and say thank you so much for watching even one of my vlogs, I would do. Unfortunately, not had that opportunity to as much as I would like, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be giving up photography completely. Any opportunity that I get, I will be going back out and taking my camera with me, and hopefully the video camera as well, and making the most of it is the key thing, really. So yeah, it's just been obviously something I wanted to do. I wanted to obviously get my Peak District trip in, which obviously I've done, and I obviously had my family holiday down here in Cornwall, and I knew that for my last location that I wanted to come to, Godrevy had to be it. I enjoyed it so much when I was here before, and to finish at this location with these conditions as well, yeah, what more could I really ask for? I'm going to capture a couple more images now after a cup of tea, I think, and just warm myself back up from being out there on the rocks. But just yeah, looking at it, it is, the tide is coming in, and it is going to be spring tide this evening, so just need to be a bit extra cautious and careful. So I think I'm going to pack away the vlogging camera for the moment, take several more images after my cup of tea. So as the weather really sort of came in there, and a bit sort of Blair Witch Project type for my last little bit to camera, but yeah, I've taken several images, panoramic, about 8-shot panoramic I took, yeah, many different images that obviously I've either displayed or will display at the end. But like I say, yeah, obviously my last shoot here, one of those things really. As I say, I'm super excited about moving on to my next stage in my personal life, and no doubt I will still be vlogging. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Definitely not giving up. It's going to be my last one for a fair while, as I explained. But I really appreciate every single one of you following me through my photographic journey. So thanks everyone for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. The channel's still going to be up and running, so if you wish to look back on any vlogs, and I will obviously be able to reply to the comments if you do make them. So thank you everyone who has ever watched any of my vlogs, as I mentioned, and yeah, I normally say until next time, but who knows when that will be. But as I say, I'm not giving up photography, I'm not giving up vlogging, it's just that it's going to be well put on the back burner for the foreseeable future. But thanks everyone, and take care.